Please.
OK, Pat to start then. Pat, what name is given to the chief female singer in an opera company? Prima donna, mezzo forte or bel canto?
Mezzo forte means medium loud in terms of volume, and bel canto is an entire style of opera singing. I think the lady, the primary singer in an opera company, is a prima donna.
Well, in your quiz team today, that means you, Daphne. Prima donna amongst the quizzes there. It's the right answer. Yes, well done, Pat. OK, first question for you, Paul. Good luck with this. Which member of the Spice Girls wore an iconic Union Jack dress at the 1997 Brit Awards ceremony? Was it Melanie Brown, Emma Bunton or Jerry Halliwell?
That was Jerry Halliwell.
Yeah. Then known as Ginger Spice. The right answer, yes, Jerry Halliwell. Pat, the lyrics of the song This Old House state that the singer ain't got time to fix the shingles, fix the floor, oil the hinges, or what other task? Paint the shutters, mend the window pane, or clean the chimney?
At first glance, none of those seem to scan ideally to continue that lyric. Shingles, floor, hinges, mend the window pane. Sounds like it would end a verse more eloquently than paint the shutters and clean the chimney. I don't know. I think mend the window pane has got a nicer rhythm to it, so that might be the next phrase.
So that's what you're going for?
Mend the
window pane. Is correct, Pat. OK, you worked that out from what might sound the best, not from knowledge of the song. Paul, your second question. I hate you so much right now is a line repeated numerous times in the song Caught Out There, which was a UK top 10 single in 2000 for which singer? Aaliyah, Kellis or Rihanna?
I don't think it's Rihanna. I think that was too early for Rihanna. I don't know Kellis, and I must admit I don't know the first one either. So it's going to be a guess. I'm going to go for Kellis.
Right choice. That's the correct answer. Good guess there. Well, you know, it was a 50-50, Paul. You discounted Rihanna and narrowed it down there and got it. So well done. Pat, which album released by Genesis in 1976 was their first to feature Phil Collins as lead singer following the departure of Peter Gabriel? Was it A Trick of the Tail, Abacab or Foxtrot?
Well, I seem to recall Peter Gabriel singing lead vocals on Foxtrot, on things like Supper's Ready. I have a memory of listening to A Trick of the Tail. They sing about the squonk and all other sort of quirky, folky items. Abacab is later. I'll have to go for A Trick of the Tail.
Trick of the Tail. Is it Barry? You used to look like Peter Gabriel. That's
thank you for that.
It was you.
I don't know, to be honest.
OK, it was A Trick of the Tail.
Oh, well done.
The right answer, Pat. Very good. So it means, Paul, the pressure's all on you. You need to get this to stay in the game. Johannes Brahms maintained a long-running and emotionally passionate friendship with the pianist wife of which composer? Franz Liszt, Richard Wagner or Robert Schumann?
I don't think it was Robert Schumann. I think Schumann was quite later than Brahms, time of Brahms. Richard Wagner or Franz Liszt? I think it's Richard Wagner.
OK, Wagner and his wife, the friendship with Johannes Brahms. It's incorrect. It's not Wagner. Do you know, Pat?
I think she was Clara Wieck, and she was Robert Schumann's wife.
Well, Robert Schumann is the answer we were looking for, and that is the end of the round, playing second there, and that's always the danger. Paul, no chance of a reprieve, means you won't be playing in the final round. Would you both please come back and join your teams? One brain gone as a result of that round from the lifelines, all the eggheads there. Our next head-to-head is sport. Who'd like to play this? Sport.
I think that's you, Ed. Definitely you, Adrian. Chris is there. Got to be Chris.
Dermot, I think it's me.
OK, well, you, and are you going to go, as Brian suggests, with Chris?
Yeah, I'd like to play Chris, if I may.
OK, it's going to be Adrian and Chris then playing this round. And could you both please go to the question room, please? So, Adrian, what's your favourite sport?
I'm a keen Cardiff City fan, so it has to be football.
OK, yes, Cardiff City. Now, Adrian, do you want to go first or second?
I think I'll go first, if I may. Dermot, please.
OK, going first, Adrian, and bearing in mind what we just discussed, try this question. The Posh is the nickname of which English football team? Peterborough United, Preston North End or Plymouth Argyle?
I'm so glad the first question was on football, and I can say quite confidently that the Posh are Peterborough United.
Posh, Peterborough United? It is the correct answer. Well done, Adrian, a good start. OK. Chris, Martin Bayfield and Tim Rodber represented England at which sports? Rugby union, athletics or tennis?
Well, whatever it was a monumental waste of time. I don't recall the names in connection with tennis. You don't represent England at tennis, you represent yourself. Is it athletics? Is it rugby union? They don't sound like rugby players to me, so I'll go with athletics.
Well, you were talking about representing England. You represent Great Britain usually at athletics, don't you? As you can with tennis in the Davis Cup. It's rugby union.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Rugby union. So, good start. That's what you wanted, Adrian. Double your lead here if you give me a correct answer. The Winter Olympic event, the half pipe, has its origins in what activity? Cycling, skateboarding or rallying?
Well, Winter Olympics is not my speciality. Half pipe. I would say I will rule out skateboarding. So that leaves me with cycling and rallying. I have to guess between the two and go for rallying.
OK, rallying for the half pipe. No, it's not, Adrian. It is skateboarding, the one you ruled out. So, your question, Chris. In which year did the tennis player Boris Becker last win a Grand Slam singles title? 1990, 1993 or 1996?
96, no. Let's go down the middle, 1993.
93, down the middle for Boris Becker. I'm afraid you're wrong. 1996, he won the Australian Open. Incorrect there from Chris, and that means if you give me a correct answer here, Adrian, you win the round. What nickname did the famously fast-scoring cricketer Gilbert Jessop earn due to his distinctive stance at the crease? The leaner, the stooper or the croucher?
Cricket is a sport I enjoy. Gilbert Jessop I've heard of, but long before my time. Cricketers very often have nicknames from their stance, and I'm struggling to think of any who fit those three. So I'm going to have to guess, and I'm going for the croucher.
The croucher. OK, trying to imagine what a stance would be. All seem plausible, don't they? Leaner, stooper or croucher. And for a place in the final round, you've had a go at croucher, which has earned you that place. It's the right answer. Hey, big smile on Adrian's face, quite rightly. Prepare for the final round. You're playing for the £6,000 today. Would you both please come back and join your teams? So, honours even after 2 rounds. Both teams knocked 1 brain out from the final round. Our next subject today is science. And who'd like to play this one? It's Alan, Liz or Brian?
I think it's you, isn't it, Al?
It's going to go on me, is it? Are you sure?
I think that's what he said.
Stephen Allen for that. Stephen Brian for that.
Looks like I'm going to have to throw myself on the sword on this one.
Whose sword? Do you want to throw yourself upon? We have Daphne, CJ or Barry?
I'll go with CJ.
We'll go with CJ.
All right then. Alan and CJ, into the question room, please. Well, Alan, I'm sure you want to follow Adrian into that final round. This is science. Would you like to go first or second?
I think I'll go first to get it over with, please, Dermot.
Alan, first question. The thermopause can be found near the outer edge of what? A volcano, the Arctic Circle, or the atmosphere?
Thermopause. Now, a little think about this one. Thermo would seem to indicate heat. Looking at the other two, the Arctic Circle and atmosphere would probably be seen cold, so I'll go for volcano.
OK, volcano with thermo in there. Yup, It seems logical, but it's not the right answer, no. Eggheads?
Atmosphere.
Atmosphere. Thermopause in the atmosphere. So, chance for CJ for an early lead. CJ, what term is used in industry to refer to the thickness of a wire? Is it bore, gauge, or frequency?
Not frequency, I wouldn't have thought. Now, both bore and gauge are used to measure dimensions of things. Well, just on the basis that I associate gauge with slightly larger things and I associate bore with slightly smaller things, I'll try at bore.
OK, bore for the thickness of a wire. The other eggheads don't look too happy, CJ.
British Standard Wire Gauge.
Gauge.
It's just simple.
Yeah, gauge. Well, nothing there for both of you. So, no harm done there, Alan, with that first question. Second one, angiology is the branch of medical science concerned with the structure, function, and diseases of what? Gums, bone marrow, or blood vessels? Angiology.
How do you spell Angie?
A-N-G-I-O-L-O-G-Y.
I'm gonna take a stab at blood vessels, Dermot, only I'm not too sure on it.
OK, blood vessels for angiology. It's the right answer. Well done, Alan. Well done. And CJ, in which century did the Frenchman R.T.H. Laennec invent the stethoscope? 15th, 17th, or 19th?
I don't know when Laennec was alive, unfortunately. I knew he invented it, and that was about as far as it went. I mean, the stethoscope in its earlier forms was quite a simple device. So it could be this. It could be in the 17th century, just as a sort of not much more than a basic ear trumpet, I suppose. I really don't know this one, which means I'll probably get it right, as I knew the first one I got it wrong. So I'm just gonna have to plump and pick one. Okay, if we assume he was just going for a very basic device just with an ear trumpet, let's try the 17th.
OK, 17th. You're really putting your colleagues through this. Is he right?
No, it's 19th.
19th century.
Oh, dear.
19th century. OK, well, still nothing for CJ, which means if you get this, then, Alan, you're in the final round. In psychology, the mental conflict that occurs when beliefs or assumptions are contradicted by new information is known as what? Abreaction, cognitive dissonance, or haptic perception?
Right, then let's have a little look at the answers here. I can't discount any of them at the moment, looking at these. I'm gonna rule out the perception one for no apparent reason. On the basis that the senses are the cognitive functions and dissonance would sort of set them into turmoil, I will go for cognitive dissonance.
What do we think, Lifelines? Think he's there?
We think so.
Well, setting the eggheads into turmoil. It's the right answer. You're in the final round. Exactly the same as the previous round. Well, really getting going now. Alan, you'll be playing for £6,000 today. CJ, you won't be on the eggheads team. Would you both please come back and join your teams?
Here, there is